Okay, what is modeling? Actually, modeling means to convert business requirements into technical format. Okay, if any business user come up with any kind of business requirements, that is one concept. We can call it as one concept. Okay, according to business requirement concept, what we need to do, we need to graphically show the one diagrammatic form. We can show the model in diagrammatic format. Okay, that is called as conceptual model. Here types of models are, first one is a conceptual model. So modeling means to convert business requirements into technical format. You can show the diagram. Okay, we can show their according to business user requirement. You can design the model in the diagrammatic format. We can show it in the graphical format. Okay, how that how this model is meets the respective business requirement. Okay, you can show it in the form of graphical format. That is conceptual model. To design the conceptual model, no need to use any kind of technology. We don't want to use. Just to draw the diagram and show the diagram and explain the diagram to the business users according to their requirement. Okay, you can give some PowerPoint presentation. Okay, read understand the requirement of the business and design the models and give some presentation to the business user, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, if business users are satisfied with your explanation, okay, once you got the client approval to continue your work to design the models for their business need. If it is a new requirement, then what we need to do, we can go for logical model. We can go for logical model. If it is a new requirement, business user come up with a new requirement, we can try to understand his new requirement and then design the model and give the some presentation to that respective client. Okay, and explain the model design by you in graphical format. If business user satisfied, then we can continue our work to design the logical model. This logical model has set of entities, and each entity has, for example, business user requirement is customer order management. That is the business user requirement. So that means business is a sales business. For example, the business people, they are doing sales business in the market. They want to enhance their business. They want to provide online service to the customers through mobile apps or websites. Okay. Initially, business users are doing their business through their outlets like shops, stores. Okay. Then as a customer, physically visit their respective shop or store and purchase the products and pay the amount for bill. Okay, but business users needs to enhance their business. They want to provide services like mobile services or not mobile services. They can provide their service through mobile apps or websites. Okay, as a customer, you can download their mobile app in your smartphone from Play Store or App Store and register to that respective company through mobile app with your mobile number and place an order to purchase the product and place the request to get the service. Okay, business means either service based or product based. You can place an order to purchase the products if respect to business organization selling the products. They are selling the different kind of products to the customers through online. Then we can place an order to purchase the products from that respective mobile app, or otherwise place a request to get the service from that respective service based organization. Okay, or sometimes websites also. Then if they are getting response from the customers through mobile apps as well as websites, they want to maintain their respective transactions in one database. You want to maintain the customer transactions related to service or related to products in the database, then we need to maintain a model. So we need to design a model for that respective database to keep transactions came from the customers through different channels. Then what we need to do, that is the requirement of the business. Initially, they don't have any database. They're not doing their business through mobile apps or websites. They are doing their business directly through their shops or stores or shopping malls only. Okay, right now they want to use some technologies to do their business in faster manner and provide the services to the customers on their fingertips, means mobile apps or websites. Okay, then they need a model for their database. Initially, business users don't have any idea which database is suitable for their business needs. They don't know initially, but they have a requirement. Okay, according to the requirement, if you are a data modeling expert, you have so much of experience as a data modeler. Okay, then you have so many ideas. You're already given services for so many companies as a data modeler. You're an expert to design the data models. Okay, that's why you can find out the solution for that business requirement in the form of conceptual model. Show the model in graphical format for respect to business user requirement. Okay, if business user is satisfied with your presentation, okay, if you are given presentation effectively for that respect to client, then if business user is satisfied with your explanation, then they can continue to finish their work from you. Now as a data modeler, what we need to do, we can choose one data modeling tool to design the logical model. How to design the logical model with set of entities. Business user requirement is customer order management. Okay, that is the requirement. Okay, for customer order management point of view, customer is the main object for any business. That's why here we have one entity. We can design logical model with one entity, that customers is one entity. And if you are providing service or if you are selling products, then product is one of the entities or service is one of the entities. Okay, we can describe that respective entity. We need set of attributes. Okay. Add set of attributes to fulfill the requirement within that entity according to client requirement. If it is a customer entity, then we can add set of attributes like a customer ID, customer name, gender, date of birth, mailing address, phone number, email ID, postal code, any alternative number. Okay, these are the contact details. Okay, we need to keep contact details within that customer entity. Then we can add attributes. Okay, here we can, if you want to describe the entity of the respective customer, then we can add attributes. Next, for products point of view, product ID, product name, product description, production cost, manufacturing date, expiry date. Okay, these are the attributes of the products. Okay, first of all, we need to understand the requirement clearly, then design the logical model with a set of entities. Each entity has set of attributes and there is a relationship. We can define the relationship between that entities. Okay, we can design entity relational model itself in the logical model only. In the logical model itself, we can design the complete ER model, entity relational model, but it is purely logical. We don't want to choose any database while designing the logical models in the while designing the entity relational models at logical model level. In the second stage of the modeling, that means at the logical model level, we can design entity relational model. But while designing the entity relational model at the second stage, that is logical model level, so we don't want to choose any database, irrespective of database, because still business users are in confusion which database is suitable for their business transactions. Okay, still they are in confusion. That's why we can design the logical model. If client is satisfied with your logical model, Then we can give some suggestions. Okay, we can give some suggestions to the client. What are the suggestions? Okay, if you are expert on database also, okay, almost 99% data modeling experts are experts on database also. Then we can give some suggestion. Okay, so use so and so database, for example, Oracle database. Okay, you can recommend maybe if you have one relationship, if you have a relationship with your Oracle company, your Oracle company requests you to introduce new clients. Already you have a client, you are providing service to design the data models for respective client. If that client has some confusion which database is suitable for their business requirement, then we can search to respective client and recommend Oracle database. You can recommend to Oracle database to purchase the license of the Oracle database from the Oracle company. So once Oracle database is chosen by the client for their business transaction needs, then what we need to do, we can go for physical model. Okay, we can request to client use Oracle database because it is very effective, and performance point of view also we can get more performance while using Oracle database for business transactions. Okay, if client is decided to use Oracle database, then what we need to do, we can start to design physical model. Design the physical model. Design the physical model with set of tables. Logical model point of view, object is called as entity. Okay, and physical model point of view, objects are called as tables. Table. The table is one of the database objects. Here we can choose the database. Based on the database type, create a data model, that is a physical model with set of tables. Okay, each table has a set of columns and a relationship between that respective tables, like primary key to foreign key relationship. Okay, based on the database type, design the data model. Okay, no database needed while design the logical model, but database is needed while design the physical model. Okay, here once physical model is designed, then what we need to do, if your database is Oracle database, then using various login credentials, use necessary login credentials to connect to the database to forward physical model design in our technology to the database using forward engineering. If it is a new project, we can go for forward engineering. Forward engineering. Forward engineering in the sense here, what is that model is designed in our technology. Here our technology, Erwin technology, Erwin data modeling technology. As a data model in our Erwin technology, we can design the new data model and forward that new data model to the database. Forward engineering in the sense, forward the data model designed by you in our technology to the database. That is forward engineering. Based on the database type, create a data model and forward that data model to the respective database. If your database Oracle database is a user-oriented system. If your target database is Oracle database, it is a user-oriented system. Okay, how to design the data models in the Oracle database in the form users. Okay, there is one new user created in the Oracle database to send or forward our physical model to that respective user, because we need that respective user login credentials like username, password, connection string is needed. Use those login credentials, connect to the target database and forward our data model to the database. Okay. Okay, any target database, not only Oracle database, any target database, we can forward it. Okay, if it is an existing project, okay, this is forward engineering. Okay, nowadays we are working 90% of the projects are already running. Okay, if you are working for any organization, already some data model is already there within that respective database. Already one data model is available in that respective database. If you need some changes, if business users are needs to enhance their business, add some new modules. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, sir. I joined with the computer.
If any existing data model is available in the database, that is physical model by default. If any model is available in the database, that is always physical in nature. Okay, that is already running successful in the database, but business user needs to enhance their business, add some new things in their existing business. For example, it is a sales business. They are selling various kind of products manufactured by the various companies to the customers through different channels like mobile apps or system applications or websites. Okay. And if they want to provide insurance for the products or purchasing by the customer, then we can add an extra module related to insurance. That company type with one insurance company providing insurance service to the various products selling to the customers. Okay. Then they are added one more data model. Okay. They want to modify the existing data model to add extra tables related to insurance. Or if they are type with any bank, when we are purchasing the products with particular bank card, either a debit card or credit card, if you are getting some offers, that means they need to type with some various banks. Then we can add extra model in the database to maintain that respect to bank card details that are used by the customers to do some transaction to purchase the products. Okay, in that manner, they want to enhance their business. Then what we need to enhance the data model running in the database. It's very difficult to enhance the running data model in the database itself. It's very difficult. That's why what we need to do as a data modeling expert, we can connect to that respective database and import existing data model from the database to our environment. How to import? By using reverse engineering. Reverse engineering. Okay. Using reverse engineering, connect to the database and import existing data model from the database to our environment. As per our current business requirement, we can add extra tables and extra columns and existing tables and extra tables. Okay, new tables. We can add new tables and establish the relationship between the existing tables are available in the existing model to the new tables are added in that respective model. Okay. That means we can modify it. Import data model from database using reverse engineering. So once we imported, then we need to read it carefully and find out what are the changes are needed as per our current requirement. Okay, add those changes on existing model. That means we can modify it. So there is an existing model in the database, and here we modified that existing model. Modified. There is a modified model. Data model. There is a modified data model. What we need to do here, we can compare. We can explain what is that model is modified. What is that modified model is available? Data model is available. So we need to explain to our client. Okay, this is the data model which I applied some changes on that respective model. Modified data model is there. We need to compare this modified data model to the existing data model. Sometimes if you modified data model, when we are comparing this modified data model with the existing data model, or otherwise if this existing model is very poor model, poor in the sense very, very old model, because that is not suitable for our new requirements, then what we need to do, instead of modify the data model, existing data model, what we need to do, create new model, create new data model as per our current business requirements. If you modified existing data model or otherwise created new data model, then we can show the changes and explain to our client. If client is okay with our newly created data model, but the creation of new data model is very expensive. Instead of modify the existing model, modification is a repair. How we are repairing any kind of electronic systems as per our current requirements. For example, if your laptop has only 4 GB, if you want to install any software, 4 GB is not sufficient. We need to expand it. We need to enhance your RAM from 4 GB to 8 GB. Okay. If there is no chance to enhance your RAM from 4 GB to 8 GB, maybe your laptop supports only 4 GB, there is no extra slot to add extra memory, then we need to purchase the new laptop. Same thing here also. But if you want to purchase the new laptop, okay, if you want to purchase the RAM, maybe in Indian rupees, 2000, 3000. Okay, if there is no chance to enhance the RAM in your laptop, then what we need to do? We need to purchase the new laptop. It is very expensive. Purchase the new RAM is only $50 or $60 or maximum $100. But if you want to purchase new laptop with new features, minimum you need to spend at least 600, 700, maximum $1,000. So we need to spend. It is very expensive. Same manner here also. If you want to modify the existing data model, it is very less expensive. Or if you want to design, create a new data model, it is more expensive. As an ETL expert, you can quote more amount to create new data model as per our new requirements. The business user is okay for that new model. Then what we need to do, instead of update existing data model with the new data model created in our technology, then what we need to do, business users needs to allocate space in the database. They need to allocate the space in the new environment, in the new data, not new database, in the same database, they can create one new user for this new data model. Then again, what we need to do, we can go for, actually there is a complete compare. One more technique is there, complete compare. In this complete compare, use this complete compare, we can compare modified data model with the existing data model available in the database, or compare new data model created by you with the existing data model available in the database. That is, the complete compare means to compare modified data model with existing means old model available in the database. Old model or compare new model with old model. That is complete compare. We need to compare them and explain to the client. Side by side, we can show in our technology. Using complete compare, we need to compare your modified data model with the existing data model side by side. Show the changes. Or otherwise, compare new data model with the old data model available in the database. Okay, and try to convince your client to use new data model instead of using modified data model. But new data model is very expensive when compared with modified data model. And at the same time, here it's very difficult to exchange. It's very difficult to apply changes on old model with the new model. It's not that good. So that's why what we need to do, okay, we can search your client to allocate space, to allocate this space in new environment means on existing platform, on existing database, allocate this place in new user level for this new data model. Then what we need to do, again, we can go for forward engineering. Use this forward engineering. What we need to do, we can forward a new data model designed by you as per the new requirements. New data model to new environment. Okay. New environment. So once you forwarded new data model designed by you to the new environment means whether it is a new database, sometimes if there is no chance to allocate the space in existing database, then a client can purchase license for new database. The business users are not interested to go with Oracle database. So maybe they are interested to go with Teradata. So previously it is Oracle database. Right now, they are using for this new data model, they are using Teradata. Okay, Teradata. Here our target database is Teradata. Previously, target database is for old data model. Target database is Oracle. For this new one or modified one, here a new environment is maybe Teradata. Teradata is the target database to send new data model from our system to Teradata system. That means here old system is, what is old one? The old model is available in the Oracle database. Here we have the old model available in Oracle database. It is in Oracle database. Okay, new data model is available in new data model forwarded to, that is new database Teradata, for example. Teradata is available. So based on the target database type, we design the new data model and forward that new data model to the target database, that is Teradata, using forward engineering. Okay. Now here what we need to do here, already data available in old model running in the Oracle database. It is a target. No data is available. Empty model is available in the Teradata database. Empty model is there. Now how to move the data from this old model to the new environment, new data model available in the Teradata? We here, this is the Oracle database. In the Oracle database, already running business information is available. Okay, old data model is available in the Oracle database. Now here we have new data model in Teradata. Now what we need to do, we need to migrate the data available in old system to the new system. How to migrate? Here we can use one of the ETL tools like Informatica. We use one of the ETL tools to move the data from old database to new database. Okay. Here in this scenario, use Informatica Power Center. Informatica is an ETL tool, Informatica Power Center. We use that tool to move the data from old database to new database. But it's not our part. It's not our work. Okay, as an ETL developer, we are working at this stage only. Okay, here we don't want to involve at this stage. Okay, this is the old model. In case old model is also designed by you 5 years back, and a new model is also designed by you after 5 years. Now move the data from old database to new database through one of the ETL tools are like Informatica or Data Stage or Ab Initio, Pentaho, Talent, various ETL tools are there. Use any ETL tool to move the data from old database to new database. Okay. So this is our work. Okay, data modeler work. Okay, as a data modeler, we are in a position to understand the business requirements as an expert, as a data modeling expert. We're in a position to understand the business requirements. We're in a position to write some modifications itself in the database. So once you design one data model and forwarded that data model to the database, okay, we can do some repairs. Modification means some repairs, like change the table name, change the column name, change the data type, and increase the length for that respective column. These are the minor changes. We don't want to do those kind of changes again in our technology. You can do the changes itself in the data. That's why basic knowledge is needed. Okay, you don't want to become an expert in database. Basic knowledge is enough. How to rename the table, how to rename the column, how to change the data type, how to increase the length for that respective column. Okay, this much of knowledge is enough. Basic SQL knowledge is enough. Okay, I can cover that basic SQL concepts. Okay, basic SQL concepts are covered at the database level. Okay, the next class we can discuss how some basic SQL concepts. Actually, this is our work. As a data modeler, we can do this work up to this one only. We never involved at this place, at this stage. We involved at this place. Okay, initially design the conceptual model, next to design the logical model, next to design the physical model. And we need to know what is forward engineering, what is reverse engineering. When we can go for forward engineering, when we can go for reverse engineering, what is complete compare, how to convince the client. So based on the models are designed by you. Okay, when we can go for modified model, or when we can go for new model. Okay. Here, Erwin is a CA company product, Computer Associates. They release different types of the software products to the market for various kind of business requirements. Main tool is data modeling tool. Here Erwin is a data modeling tool. So here this is the data modeler. If you're new to this software, first of all, design the logical model. First of all, you need to know what is conceptual model, how to convince the client with your conceptual model designed by you as per the business requirement. After that, go for logical model. Next, go for physical model. If you're an expert, as a modeling expert, you can go for logical physical model. See here, if you want to create a new one, click on create new. See here, there are three options: logical, physical, and logical physical. When we selected logical, see here, we no need to select any database type here. We no need to choose any database type while design the logical model. If you selected physical model, see here, we need to choose the target database as well as version of that respective database. If you create a logical model, then if you want to go for physical model again, there is no chance to convert logical model to physical model. It is impossible. You create physical model from the scratch again. Otherwise, see here, this is the logical model. If you select a logical physical, see here, first we can choose the target database. First we can create the logical model, immediately switch from logical model to physical model. If you don't like to waste your time, select this logical physical. Create logical model first and convert into physical model. Okay. Okay, before going to discuss to design the data models in our technology, first we can discuss about SQL concepts. Okay, basic SQL concepts. So tomorrow session we can discuss about SQL concepts. Okay. Once SQL concepts are completed, then we can go for to design the data models in our technology. So once data modeling concepts are completed, then we can go for data